Grand Rising Motar, exclusive dimensional being Kai with another exclusive Kings, Queens, Gods. This video is going to be about how to read minds. Yes, because we all have this energy, we all have this access, and we all are always receiving. Our spirit is the thought, our soul is the feelings and emotions, and our body is the energies as we talk, speak, experience, and see with our two eyes, which is our consciousness. And then we always gonna have a subconsciousness, which is the internal, and we all got an unconsciousness, which is what we don't see, which is the spirit. And of course, the subconscious is your feelings and emotions. Basically, that's something that you can't see, but you can always feel. A thought is what you receive, which is plays out into these aspects. Now let's get into how to read minds. At the end of the day, you gotta have a mental structure. You gotta have mental health. You gotta have mental strength in order for you to be able to actually read minds. You gotta have a mind. You gotta have an imagination. You gotta have creativity, which you already have these things in you internally, but you have to actually ponder and put time into it. For me, that's the only way for you to be able to actually read minds. And people got this originally in their charts and their natal charts and their natal alignments and stuff. Some people have this naturally and stuff. Some people do this by wishing to actually get information by reading people's minds. So this is basically something that's a thought process that you basically just hit you, depending on like how you vibrating, your frequency, vibrations, and energies, whether it's high or low. At the end of the day, your spirit always gonna alert you, whether you vibrating low or high or medium. But the higher you vibrate, the more you be more intellectual into about things, and then it just actually welcome you right into the information that you're looking for. So with that being on the aspect in reality, we always gonna be channeling people, places, and things, and we always gonna receive informations, instructions about it externally, because we are all internal beings. So we all gonna either carry out things in our previous life and our afterlife, and because there's nothing after. At the end of the day, life is always gonna exist. Energy can never be destroyed; it can only be reciprocated. At the end of the day. So with that being said, whatever you assign your mind to, whatever you assign your attention to, you're always gonna attract it. You're always gonna pick things up. And at the end of the day, this always gonna like pretty much be a durable process. Because at the end of the day, your body's a duracell, and if you ain't taking care of it, then how are you gonna be able to actually receive information? We all can read minds, whether it's in the internal realm or the external realm. Yeah, I had actually read minds of other spirits, of other souls in my dreams too. Basically on what they was gonna actually do to me. And pretty much after I came up with the thought, I read the mind, I read the spirits, I channeled them, and boom, what happened? They transformed and turned into a demon. At the end of the day, we all basically have demons, and we all carry energies. Whether we are actually transforming into a demon, and we basically channeling other people, places, and things about the situation, circumstance. But at the end of the day, your mentality is what's gonna get you through all the processes. Your heart is your internals, the way you beat, the way you actually experiencing things. And you got to be intellectual in order for you to actually read minds. Your brain is a navigation. It's always going to travel. It's always going to pick up thoughts. It's always going to pick up people abilities and stuff. And the things that you got to do in order for you to actually read minds, you got to really stare people in the eyes. For me, the energies is always going to hit you. You're always going to have an internal process that comes your way. But this is basically you putting time into yourself. The more time you put into yourself, the more you'll be alerted. The more energy you put into yourself, the more you'll be aware of things. And the more you take time with yourself, the more subconsciously, consciously, and unconsciously of things you'll be aware and you will tag along to, which is like plays out with deja vu. So with that being said, even meditation is good too. It's good to like clear your mind and be refreshed and get replenished for things that you're going to be able to receive today, from things that you received from yesterday and throughout the days or throughout the process. So you really got to know somebody in order for you to read their minds. You got to study them, get to know them, know their likes, their feelings, emotions. Some people, they can actually just read people's minds without having to know them too. We all got this capability. We all got this process, but it's sort of about like you actually relating to things that you put your time and energy to. For instance, if you watch TV all day, you're giving your mind, you're giving your attention, you're giving your energy to the TV. So the TV is going to pretty much pick that up and it's going to do an exchange. So you're going to be catching all kind of feelings, emotions, frequency, vibrations, and energy, especially if you're channeling into movies that's sad, that's good, bad, angry, horror. You're going to pretty much pick up these frequency, vibrations, energy. This energy is going to pretty much get into your room. And depending on how you vibrating, it's going to basically carry out those agendas that can play out into your life, whether it's just in your dreams, in your internal realm, externally. Feel me? This is like people, places, and things and aspects that we all take upon with ourselves. So the more time you put into actually knowing how to read people's minds, you will be able to accomplish this achievement. See, I'm able to read people's minds. I'm able to tap into a lot of shit. And for me, this is just basically my natal alignment. This is what I naturally do. This is who I naturally is. For me, I know if I'm actually communicating with somebody. I know if they actually have an agenda, if they talking shit about me, or they just basically can't holding something in that they don't want to actually put out, but they honest and not. For me, I can read all through that shit. I see all through that shit. This is something that we all have. So I don't want nobody to be feeling no way about certain energies that people have. There's certain shit you just gotta tap into and activate. That's it. Your spirit does this shit all the time, so there's nothing to really actually sit here and ponder about. You just gotta actually put the time and the energy and the work into things in order for you to actually be way ahead of the charts and not be behind the charts. Because being behind the play and catch up is something that you really don't want to do. You just want to actually get into things and get things done and complete at one time. Like, for instance, you in a relationship with a girl. You know, every time when this girl hungry, you already know how the way she act, how the way she talk, how the way she remove her, how the way she maneuver, how the way she carry out things. You already know, for instance, like, okay, this girl is this girl is that. I'm going to get her this, I'm going to get her that. You already know this shit. Feel me? Now, put that pretty much towards you actually trying to figure out somebody that you don't know, but you are unconsciously aware of, but you're always going to pick up the frequency, vibrations, and energies. And whatever they're talking about is what you're actually channeling. And the more you channel, the more information you're going to receive from that person, place, or thing, no matter what the circumstance, the situation, or scenario is. You're always going to abstract. You're always going to be able to communicate. You're always going to be able to receive and comprehend with certain people, places, and things. This is like actually our everyday life. Feel me? You already know when that manager walking around with that pen and paper in his hand, you already know he's coming up to you, just by his natural alignments. Something that you always used to seeing on a daily basis, without you even have to question the things. Also, another thing, how you read minds, how you read energies before it happened. You will actually receive the thought in your mind. Boom, it'll just sit right there, and then boom, you could just give it energy, and then boom, it'll come into existence. And then damn, you was like, fuck, I just said this shit was about to happen. I just said this shit was gonna take place. And then when you actually get around that corner and you see for yourself with your own three eyes, you be like, damn, I was right. It shit really played out. That's actually reading minds. That's actually seeing things before it happened. That's like your own creation of your own deja vu, and you're experiencing it, which is day as in the daydream, ja as in you combining it with the two, you, your soul, vu, day is your spirit, ja is your soul, vu is you experiencing this shit. Feel me? Day, ja, vu, you, ja, soul, the spirit. Feel me? Same shit, same way you correspond, and same way you actually pretty much spread it out. It's like basically astral projection. You feel me? You come up with a thought and you shoot it out right back out to the person that's saying, "Oh, by the way, I knew what you was thinking. Oh, by the way, I knew what you was doing. Oh, by the way, I knew how you was gonna express yourself in that certain way." So at the end of the day, we as spirits is doing this shit every day. We read our minds every day. We pretty much picking up on frequency, vibrations, and energies. We looking at the agendas behind people, places, and things. We seeing the true people for who they really are. And at the end of the day, this is how we actually connect. This is how we actually get our information. Always pay attention to the spirit. The spirit holds a lot of information. Just pay attention to the face expressions. Pay attention to the eyes. Pay attention to the eyebrows. Pay attention to how they speak. Pay attention to the vibrations. Pay attention to the smiles. Pay attention to the way they express themselves. Because these is information that's being passed out towards you to actually, for you to actually be able to pick up these informations and use it and interpret it, and for you to actually get the proper information of what this person is thinking on their mind, on their biscuit, feel me, on their thoughts. And that's how you pretty much read minds, feel me. Go within yourself, put more time into yourself, actually put time into it. See, something ain't gonna pretty much work if you're not putting time and energy into it, if you're not thinking about it, if you're not adding no kind of remorse to it, if you're not actually putting the time and the work into it, it's not gonna pretty much come into favor. That's where you lack at. And at the end of the day, if you lack in that certain substance situation, then you're not gonna be able to actually carry out the full aspects that you want to expect to come into your existence for it to actually take shape and form. That's how you actually read minds. Feel me? So at the end of the day, this is something that you have to tap into and stop putting your time and energy to something else that's outside of you. Because basically, the more shit you put outside of you, is the more shit you're gonna attract and hide your spirit from the actual shit that you really need to be knowing. That's why you gotta unprogram and get all those downloads out your body, and for all of you, and for you to all actually be able to actually know what's up, be aware, be alerted, be notified, be a receiver, and touchdown. You actually get these aspects to come into hand, and that's pretty much how you read minds. Feel me? Real shit. Multi-exclusive dimensional B Kai with another exclusive. It's real deep with this shit.